section. So this really, let's forget the Nets element of this. And I want Klay Thompson. Well, okay, who cares?
Who wants Klay Thompson?
Not even the Nets. But we're just entertaining this for a moment here. And the Celtics would get, look, if we're going to operate in reality, Ante, this deal doesn't happen for a range of reasons. Among them, Dallas, I don't believe, is getting rid of Gafford. I mean, Lively's out for I don't know how long. Davis is out for I don't know how long. Right. I know this team entered the year with a dearth of bigs, but those are dropping like flies. Yeah. You need your guys. So I don't think Gafford, until they've outright completely given up on the season, is going anywhere. So we're playing the game. We're reacting, obviously, to what is out here. And Gafford, I guess let's frame it this way. I'm sure you're fine getting rid of Simons. I think most people are fine getting rid of Simons.
I don't know about fine.
Well, depending on the return.
Yeah.
Depending on the return. And I don't want to do, like, the trade exception stuff. Are we going to do another, like, round of TPEs? And, oh, my God, are they going to use it or lose it? And who are they going to get? Who can they afford to absorb in this TPE? For years, we've been doing TPE talk around Boston. I can't tell you how much mouth breathing I have done about TPEs and the Boston Celtics. They had a giant one. Who was it that they had? I think they got one for Porzingis that they're not going to use. So I don't care about the TPEs. I really don't. Gafford, though, when it comes to acquiring a big, I've mentioned Claxton to you before. Claxton would be a great fit here.
Yeah.
Is Gafford a guy that you want?
I like Claxton more, if that's what you're asking me. Is Gafford a good addition? I think so. I think when you look at this Boston Celtics team over the course of history, over at least the last 25 years or so, they haven't had the premier center. You know, they've had the premier four-man, they've had the premier three, but the premier five hasn't really been there. And it's been more of these kind of guys, a Kata plus a guy like a Gafford who goes out there and cleans up the rim for you and blocks shots and gets rebounds and will be physical and maybe a little bit of an enforcer, maybe a little chippy, talks a little smack, to the other team. Like, that's the Boston Celtics center identity. At least that's what it's kind of been. I would love to see him here in the short term. I don't want to see this deal happen today. And I don't think the Dallas Mavericks would want to see this deal happen today. They would want to see Lively come back and AD come back. And I agree with the same thing. I would love to see us get closer to Jason Tatum coming back, because I don't want to lose the offense production that Simons has been giving us off the bench. Like those 25-point outbursts in the half. Yeah. We need that here.
Yeah, Gafford's not doing that for you.
Derek White's not doing that for you. So,
should be.
It's one of those things where, like you said, Gafford's not doing that. Guys on our team, other than Jaylen Brown and Peyton Pritchard, aren't doing that for you. So we need that scoring. It hasn't really been an issue of getting stops. This Boston Celtics team has actually still been one of the better defensive teams in the league. It's been an issue of, can they put the ball in the hole in opportunities when they need to? There's been a lot of sloppy play and quarters and all this other stuff. And really, everyone wants to talk about, the Celtics let the Magic back in the game and blah, blah, blah. Like I said, it was because of the scoring of the Magic. But guess what they do? They matched fire with fire. JB gave it right back to them. So offense matters just as much as defense matters. And adding defense to this team is important. Adding rim protection is important. I think it will be a better asset to have once you get closer to having Jason Tatum.
You may be wondering, but even if you're not, what's this dude Eric's angle? What's he thinking? What's the reasoning behind it? It's a little blurb in the article. I'll just read it to you so we're all on the same page. The Celtics' acquisition of Simons from the Trail Blazers was more about getting out of Drew Holiday's contract than what Simons brings to the court. Fine, I think most of us agree with that, even though I was excited about Simons.
I am too.
With Tatum presumably out for the year, the franchise, I don't agree with that, by the way. The franchise chose to shed core members like Porzingis and Holiday while letting veteran center Al Horford leave for the Warriors in free agency. They didn't let him leave. he didn't want to come back.
And I think we're okay with that right now.
Yeah, at the moment, he's looking my age. Instead of staying above the second apron with massive repeater taxes, Boston got its payroll to a more manageable level, still about $12 million over the luxury tax line of roughly $188 million. Acquiring Gafford fills a significant hole at center for a player the team may be unlikely to retain in Simons. By getting about $1.2 million under the threshold, Boston takes a necessary step toward getting out of the repeater tax. Outside of Simons and cash, the primary expense is the 2026 pick, protected to be in the 31 to 35 range from New Orleans.
Who cares?
Honestly, the Simons trade exception could prove valuable next summer, provided Boston stays below that 2026-27 first apron. So, all right, there's a talking point. If you're going out and in any deal, forget Gafford for a second. If you are moving off of Simons and getting a big, fat traded player exception in return as part of a deal that you can absorb a lot of very good players into in terms of NBA contracts that could conceivably be available. Lots of teams every year like to kind of reset either at the offseason or at the trade deadline. There are guys who you could acquire there. Do you think they'd use it, though, given obviously where they are financially in trying to stay below certain benchmarks? Because if you're not going to use it, it's worthless.
Yeah, no, I don't. Like, it hasn't been in the Celtics history to use these things. So, no, I really don't. Like, I don't care, to be honest with you. Like, I don't think that this team is going to use anything but their ability to try to get free agents to come here and play with JT and JB, and the fact
that you're on the cheap, given where you are financially.
Right, and the one asset that they have right now. Like, what other tradable assets really do the Boston Celtics have?
White is a very tradable asset if you want to do it.
If he wants to make shots.
Even still, I think NBA teams know what he is and who he is and what he can be when he's not relied upon to be a number two.
I think his value is falling rapidly right now.
Rapidly.
Rapidly.
I'm not going to disagree with the notion that it's ticking down. Rapidly falling, I can't get there yet.
I think a lot of what Derek White brings to a team is going to be valued by winners, right? And I think winners are not willing to give up great assets to get a glue guy. And that's exactly what Derek White is, and he's great, and he will be a great glue guy for somebody else if the Boston Celtics decide that they do want to trade him. Like, it'll be one of those moves where you'll get back some young piece, maybe a draft capital or something like that, and you're a little nervous about, like, the fact that Derek White is now dropping 30 in a Game 7. Like, that's going to happen if they do trade him, you know? But I don't think you're getting back what you could have got back when there was this mystique around what Derek White could be.
Right.
There was some, Derek White could be an all-star. He could be this. I don't think any NBA GM is sitting there saying, Derek White could be my second best player on the championship team.
Yeah.
Some people were probably questioning that this summer, whether he was that good. And they were probably fair to question that. So that's why I say rapidly declining, because now you went from, could this guy be an all-star to like, all right, he might be Bruce Brown. He might be KCP. No offense to those dudes, or no offense to him. Very good role players on championship teams that did a lot and made a lot of great plays on championship teams. But Derek White, in this increased role, hasn't been much. So you're saying, all right, I can plug him in. He can come play for me if I'm the Nuggets, and he can be my fourth option.
Yeah.
But Derek White's not a third option. He's just not. He hasn't shown us that he can be.
And I'm not going to sit here and say we don't need to see more out of Derek White. I think you're selling him a bit short. Like, Bruce Brown and KCP on their best days in terms of consistency have never been Derek White.
I think you're vastly forgetting with Bruce Brown. I mean,
Bruce Brown and the Denver Nuggets, pre-Pacers, previous incarnation when they won the championship, was exceptional.
And he got paid because of it.
But he wasn't putting up the numbers White was on any sort of consistent basis. I just can't believe that I'm going to have to, like, I can see the future now. And I can't believe I'm going to have to do another, I don't know how many months or year of TPE talk. Like, let me just remind people.
That's why you asked me if they're going to use it. I'm like, I don't care. They're not going to do it. Like, I don't care. They're going to use what they got.
When Adam Kaufman, LLC, decides he's going to start his own company, Jay here and Toby and Ante, I'm going to hire them all. And I can't wait to give all these guys stock options. And they are going to love it. Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Those things are toilet paper unless I go public. That's what a TPE is,
right,
unless you use it. Meaningless. Completely, totally meaningless.
That's why I said I don't know why you're asking me if they're going to use it. I don't care. They're probably not going to. I mean, that's just, get over it, Adam. They're not going to. So, I mean, this is a fantasy trade. That's why we're having this fantasy conversation. I love that it's getting you this wound up and tight. But, like, it is what it is.